So yeah, look, man, the '98 World Cup, man. This was a World Cup which was emotional for me. I think this World Cup had two great emotions for me. So I've got to start obviously with Nigeria. Based off the 1994, that being Nigeria's first World Cup. 4 years later, the players had much matured, and I think when Nigeria beat Spain in the manner that they did, I think a lot of people felt that Nigeria could do something special here. And I think we just have to see how well Nigeria played, the manner in which they played, their individuality, the skills that they brought into the game, how in an unorthodox and alternative way they interpreted the game. People really thought, no man, this could be Africa's team. But so even beyond that, this is also the tournament that really gave us Ronaldo, and I'll show you how both of these things coincide. So, as well for Ronaldo, 21 years old, he was a young prodigy, and I think the very fact that a 21-year-old was seen as a star of flipping Brazil, a guy who had already been 4-time winners, just showed you how exciting his talent was. So I think the entire world, me as well, was like, who is this dude? And once you just saw him play, it was like, my God, we are seeing something truly sensational. Like a 21-year-old is literally capturing the attention of the entire world, and grown men are literally scared of this dude. So it's reminded people of Pele, who as a 17-year-old took the world by storm. So that was something that really permeated throughout the whole tournament. And I think as well, France being the host nation, I was like the eyes for me were on Brazil, Italy. We were on Brazil, Italy, Holland. I thought those were the teams that people should really look out for. Argentina, maybe so, but it was really Brazil, Italy, Holland were the teams I thought, okay, these are the best teams, and the winner is going to come from the three teams. I think with France, they just carefully meandered their way through. And I think when France beats Italy on penalties with Luigi Di Biagio hitting the bar, then guys are like, oh, okay. And then when I think when Croatia beat Germany, then it was like, whoa, okay, because that was a shock. Because we thought, Germany, but then once Croatia beat Germany, that was another shock. And again, this was the tournament in which Davosuke was amazing. He carried his country on his back, and so before then, you have to look at Nigeria against Denmark. For me, this has to be one of the worst moments in my entire life. Period. And it was a moment in which I said, you know what, I've got to reassess how I view this game. Because I remember when Nigeria, can I never remember myself? When Nigeria beats so basically, once Nigeria got to Denmark and everything, I was so sure. I was so sure that Nigeria would beat them. But then when I heard that they were actually underestimated Denmark, and they actually believed, you know what? Well, we're going to beat these guys. It doesn't matter. We're actually going to beat these guys. Once I realized that, then I was like, I think we'd be in trouble. I think we're truly in trouble. And when it was 3-0, because this was a very good Denmark side. A very good Denmark side. I think that was Denmark's best team. Had the Laudrup brothers in there and so forth. I remember when it was sorry, I forgot to say, when we played Nigeria against Spain, I remember that I was so nervous that when Olise scored and was 3-2, I didn't watch the rest of the game. Like, I emotionally couldn't take the nerves of watching the rest of the game. So literally, I just left the room and I just went downstairs and I just waited until the match finished. So when Nigeria played against Denmark and it was 3-0, I knew it was over. And I remember, I don't really cry a lot. So I remember crying. And I was like, you know what? I can't let this get me this. I'm too invested. So I think from that point, I said that this has made me feel so bad, so dark. I had my heart ripped out of my chest. Nothing else in this world could break my heart in the way that this is. That, you know what? I've got to reassess how I support this team and how I actually view football, because I think I was heading towards a heart attack. If I'd been watching the game like I was watching with that emotions, I was heading towards a serious health risk. I say, you know what? I've got to reassess. I'll always be emotional. I'll always be invested, but I have got to peg back of how much emotion I gave it. So that was dark because again, I truly believe that Nigeria could have gone very far because that was an amazing team. That was an absolutely amazing team. I mean, Okocha, Monike, and Mocha Chief. I mean, they're all the boys there. But again, lack of professionalism. So we go on, and I remember the Brazil-Holland World Cup semi, and I think the reason why I remember that is I remember the penalties, and this is crazy. Oh, of course, Ronaldo's run, which just showed you how amazing it was, and his goal as well. Remember, this dude was 21. But I remember the penalties that Brazil took, and I always advise this to anyone. Because whenever Brazil were taking the penalties, they ran straight on. And I always say to people that, because I've been a keeper before, if you're a keeper, you want the kicker to run at an angle. Because if he runs at an angle, there's a better chance of you guessing where he's going to go. If the kicker will run straight on, it is pretty much impossible to know where he's going to go. Then you're playing a guessing game. You're literally playing a guessing game. So, and when you look at those Brazil penalties, they always ran head on. And they scored all of their penalties. So I think it was very hard for Vanessa to really guess where they were going to go. So I just thought that was something that really stood out. So then came the final. Of course, Thuram scoring two goals for France to beat Croatia. And I think I remember residuals that there was something wrong with Ronaldo. But I wasn't fully sure what it was. But I just had hints that there was something wrong with him. But I think I'm not sure what it was. Because I remember that for me, like, I was seeing that this is a superhero. So at that time, I feel like, wow, how are France going to stop this prodigy that we're all witnessing? How are they going to stop this alien that we're all going to witness? And I remember just watching it. And I remember when 1-0, 2-0, and I was just in shock. And I was like, what happened? This is Brazil. This team I knew from 99 to 94, this team that had been so good so far. And what happened to Ronaldo? I was just in shock. It was a final in which literally I was just like, I was speechless. And then Petit scoring. And I was like, what the hell happened? What the hell happened? I just did not understand what happened. Because I just felt that if Ronaldo did not have that seizure and Brazil were Brazil, Brazil could have won that. They could have seriously won that game, or maybe it went to penalties. So that really stuck in me because I was like, man, it's like that. This could really affect him. As a young man, so much expectation upon him, and he was unable to live up to it. And it was such a disaster. And I still remember that iconic image of Ronaldo, and I think he had his boots around his neck, and just, he was just looking, and I was like, wow. And even just for me, I was like, it was almost as if like my hero. Even if it was weird because I was only beginning to understand it, but it just felt like, damn, my hero just sort of got the heart ripped out of his chest. What the hell happened? But again, for France, it was how people really knew about Zidane. Look at this guy who scored 2 goals in that final. And obviously, President Chirac was there, and I think it was a great moment for France. And I think that's really what propelled French football. Them winning the World Cup on home soil. You look at the ethnic mix of the team as well. The very fact that nobody thought that they would do it. They were unfancied. Nobody even conceived of them coming close. Because remember, they had not won a World Cup before. None of their players were really known on the world stage, really. So to come out and to win it, deservedly, it was an amazing thing. And I think that really helped propel them through. And that was also a World Cup that's one of the greatest goals that was ever scored. That goal by Dennis Bergkamp was, watch the goal with Dutch commentary. That goal by Dennis Bergkamp was just out of this flipping world, man. Out of this flipping world. But yeah, man. But Ronaldo was going to say something 4 years later. My team needs me. My team isn't playing well. They need me. I need to show up.